Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtike Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Matavidam Tatrādara Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Dear worshipful devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 26, Wonderful Kṛṣṇa. So, Kṛṣṇa is wonderful, or Adbhuta, amazing, astonishing. His activities are wonderful, his pastimes are wonderful, everything is wonderful. So, just to recap from yesterday, the Vrajavasis were awestruck seeing the Kṛṣṇa lifting Govardhan hill, and they were thinking, well, this doesn't seem to be like an ordinary boy. This seems to be some wonderful personality. Maybe he's a supreme God. So they're having this kind of idea, and they thought, oh, well, let us reach out to Nanda Maharaj and see what he thinks. And they all assembled in the court or the assembly hall of Nanda Maharaj with their opinions. And the first few verses, they are speaking all these verses. And what they have been speaking so far, this Kṛṣṇa is something ordinary, extraordinary. Although he's born amongst us, but maybe he's the supreme God. And they are reminding him in different episodes. So far they have reminded him about Putana episode, how she came and Kṛṣṇa killed her. They are reminded about the Chakatasur, the card demon. They have reminded of Govardhan Lila, which just happened. So let's see, text number 6, what happens further. Eka hayana asino hriyamano vihayasa detyena yas trinavrtam aham kantha grahaturam. Translation, purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At the age of 1, while sitting peacefully, he was taken up into the sky by the demon Trinavrata. But baby Kṛṣṇa grabbed the demon's neck, causing him great pain, and thus killed him. Purport. The cowherd men who loved Kṛṣṇa as an ordinary child were astonished by all these activities. A newborn infant cannot ordinarily kill a powerful witch, and one would hardly think that a 1-year-old baby could kill a demon who has kidnapped him and carried him up into the sky. But Kṛṣṇa did all these wonderful things, and the cowherd men were enhancing their love for him by remembering and discussing his activities. Wow, so beautiful, especially the last line. The cowherd men were enhancing their love for him or for Kṛṣṇa by remembering and discussing his activities. So it applies to us as well. If we want to enhance our love towards Lord Sri Krishna, we should remember him. And all the bhakti practices we do is basically to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavya na jatuchit. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And how do we do that? By chanting the holy names, by taking Krishna Prasad, by visiting the temple, Bhakti Vriksha programs, celebrating festivals, distributing books, reading books. This online Zoom study group we have is for what purpose? What is the main goal? The main goal is to remember Krishna, to enhance our love for Krishna. That is the real essence of life, to develop pure Krishna prema. Or, in the scriptures, it's mentioned that there are 4 goals of life. In the Vedic scriptures, it's mentioned. What are the 4 goals? Anyone knows? What are the 4 primary goals as per the Vedas, not as per the Bhagavatam? Anyone knows? The Chatush Purushartha?
Kam, Artha, Moksha. Kam.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, or in this case, is like based on the foundation of Dharma. Artha, economic development. Kama, sense gratification. So, and Moksha is liberation. But actually, as per the Bhagavad Shastra, this is not the real goal of life. These are all, when the Vedas say, because Vedas are very flowery. The language of the Vedas is very flowery. Sometimes, even the 2nd chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavad-Gita, it's mentioned, don't get caught up in the flowery language of the Vedas. As you were talking about, often the Vedas talk about going to upper planets. But that's not the real goal of life, as per Bhagavat, which is the conclusion of all the ripened fruit of all the Vedic knowledge. Nigama kalpatarur galitam phalam. The ripened fruit of all the Vedic knowledge says, what is, as we say, Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan. Prema Pumartho Mahan. This is the opinion of Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Matam Idam. This is the mata or opinion of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, none other than Krishna himself. That Prema Pumartho Mahan. The Pancham Purushartha is Krishna Prema. Bhagavat Prema. That is the real sum and substance of life. No matter, even if one has attained millions and zillions of dollars, even with, let's say, doing not like unnecessarily causing havoc in society, let's say by fair means, there's no fair thing, but let's say not causing havoc in the society, like by wrong means, like killing animals or selling alcohol and all that stuff, right? Not against the regulator, but still, that doesn't help to fulfill the goal of human form of life. The goal of human form of life is to attain Krishna prema, to develop love for Krishna. And the foremost amongst the processes to develop love for Krishna is hearing, remembering, Shravanam, Kirtanam. That's what they are doing. Satam prasange mam viri samvido. When we hear in the association of the Sat or the Sadhus, Satsanga, Grinanti hritkarna rasayana katha. And take this matter seriously. Tajjoshana dapavarga vartamani. When we'll be free from this pavarga, this material world. Shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramashyati. Faith will intensify, bhakti will intensify, and most important, love for Krishna will intensify in the heart of that person. One who regularly hears about Krishna, remembers Krishna, as the cowherd men are doing. This doubt, this question, this anxiety, this concern, this basically an excuse, as we were talking yesterday also. The gopis would come and complain, as we were talking yesterday, oh, Krishna is eating butter, oh, Krishna let our cows loose, oh, Krishna is saying, oh, like Krishna sometimes would say, well, you're not giving me butter. Then any home which does not give me butter, they will turn into beggars. Because they are thieves, right? And actually that's true, because everything belongs to Krishna, and Krishna comes and takes it away, and then we complain. So he was joking, but at the same time, it was like a different rasa. So their complaint was also Krishna Katha. Here, the concern of the Vrajavasis or the cowherd men is also Krishna Katha. And that's helping everyone to remember Krishna. Now, in this specific verse, what they're remembering is about Trinavrata. Trinavrata was a whirlpool demon, like hurricane, tornadoes. So it was like a whirlwind, very, very with high speed. Trinavrata picked up Krishna. In this verse, the word uses kidnapped Krishna. Actually, it's kidnapping. Without the consent of the parents, if 1-year-old is taken away by someone, it's kidnapping, correct? So he kidnapped Krishna, and not only by like he was on the land, he kidnapped Krishna and took him all the way in the sky. Now that's very scary. Imagine if our child, if hurricane takes the child, small 1-year-old baby, in that time, the age is also mentioned here. The age of the Supreme Lord at that time, what was the age? 1-year-old. He was only 1-year-old at that time. Eka ayana ayu. In the previous verse also it was there. Yeah. So just if someone wants to remember some facts, Putana Lila happened. He was a very small baby. Few days. Then Shakatasur, 3 months. Then 1 year. This Trinavrata, approximate. So then Krishna wanted ride like helicopter. Kids want some ride. So Krishna, he gave a ride to Krishna, like a helicopter ride. And then he got an aerial view on this drone, you can say, the Trinavrata drone. And then he got a nice aerial view. And then Krishna turned very heavy and grabbed the neck of this demon, Trinavrata. And then he came down, fell on a hard rock. But Krishna was safe. So this pastime is very amazing. Like which ordinary child, right? As it mentioned in the purport, no infant can ordinarily kill a powerful witch, right? That's a Putana. Would hardly think that a 1-year-old baby would kill demon who kidnapped him and carried him to the sky. Is it not? Like if 1-year-old is kidnapped, they don't even know where are they? Maybe what they'll do is just cry. They cannot do anything more than that. They cannot defeat that kidnapper. They don't have physical strength. They don't have intellectual ability, or they don't have any of those. But here Kṛṣṇa. Baldev, you were saying something. Your network is, the voice is not clear or audible properly today. No, Prabhu, we can't hear you. There is a beautiful story of kidnapping of Nimai, or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was also kidnapped one time. Prabhu, your voice is not audible. Is it just me? Others can hear?
No, Prabhu, we can't hear him at all.
Okay, maybe there's some network issue at his end. So I was telling, there was this beautiful story of Nimai. Nimai being kidnapped by the thieves. How many of you know that story?
We
Shall
know
we
this.
read that? Okay, for our clarification, we can read that story. Yeah, so here it is, a wonderful painting. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kṛṣṇa himself, came 500 years back, and there were these two kidnappers. So let's read the story. Anyone wants to read?
Hi, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji.
By Chandan Bhatia. As a child, Nimai cried a lot and would not stop until everyone sang Hari Hari and clapped their hands. His golden ankle bells tinkled as he kicked his legs while on Shachimata's lap, and as he took his first faltering steps while learning to walk. Being promised sweets and kshira, the ladies coaxed Nimai to dance for them. That same Supreme Lord, who is unapproachable even to great sages and demigods, danced awkwardly on his short, chubby legs and smiled sweetly at the ladies as they chanted Hari and clapped their hands. Two thieves attempt to steal the Lord's ornaments. One day, two thieves saw the Nimai roaming about the streets alone. Seeing his fine ornaments, they conspired to steal them. One of the thieves picked him up, saying, oh dear, while the other joined him, saying, where have you been for so long? If anyone wants to read.
Anyone wants to continue? Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Ruby Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Overtaken by greed. Prabhuji from here.
No, this one here.
Come quickly, home, dear. The thief said. The Lord smiled and replied, yes, let us go home. Quickly, the two thieves left with the Lord in their arms, while the onlookers ignorantly thought that the rightful guardians had taken their child. Thousands of people were on the streets, but they were all strangers to each other. The thieves were happy with themselves and with the ornaments on the child. Overtaken by greed, the thieves were dreaming of their newfound riches, thinking they would surely steal the golden bangles. Keeping the Lord on their shoulders, the thieves went toward hideout while the child Nimai laughed to himself while enjoying the ride. One thief passed a sandesa into the Lord's hand, while the other said comfortingly, "We have almost reached home." Prabhuji, should I continue?
Let's see if we have anyone else wanting to read.
Prabhuji, I'll go.
Yes, thank you.
As a child, Nimai was thus being kidnapped. His relative missed him and began to search throughout the neighborhood. Vishwambara, come home, Nimai. They shouted. Everyone grew frenetic and restless like fish out of a water. At last, everyone became very fearful, so that search became more frenetic. In their minds, they began to take shelter of Lord Govinda. Meanwhile, by the influence of Lord Nimai's illusionary energy, Maya, the thieves mistook the way to their hideout. In fact, the deluded thieves came right back in front of Sri Jagannath Mishra. The bewildered thieves thought they were in their own house, so they busied themselves trying to remove the Lord's ornament. Get down now, we are home, said the thieves, and the Lord replied, yes, put me down. Inside Sri Jagannath Mishra's house, everyone sat around with their heads in their hands in utter despair. As soon as Nimai was on the ground, he ran straight to his father. A joyous uproar shook the house as the relative loudly chanted, Hari, Hari, in great ecstasy, feeling as if child had returned to their bodies. The people felt indescribable happiness. Prabhuji, anybody else wants to go?
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Lakshmi, Prabhu can complete.
The thieves finally realized that the house was not their own, but they could not recognize where they were. Taking advantage of the commotion, the fearful thieves stealthily left the place without being noticed by anyone. Reflecting on the strange and wonderful incident, the thieves thought, who is playing tricks on us? After reaching a faraway place, the thieves concluded, Devi, Goddess Durga, certainly saved us today. Feeling relieved and happy, they embraced each other. Actually, the two thieves gained immeasurable good fortune by carrying the Lord on their shoulders. When within Jagannath Mishra's house, the people said, who brought the child back? We should offer him nice gifts and tie a turban on his head. Someone said, I saw two men coming with Nimai. After putting him down, they left, and I do not know where they went. Everyone was surprised that whoever brought the child back did not stay to be acknowledged. They turned to Nimai and asked, our dear child, tell us who brought you back. We are puzzled. The Lord replied, I went to the banks of the Ganges, but I lost my way home and was roaming around in town. Two persons took me in their arms and brought me home. The words of the scriptures are never wrong. The unseen hand of God always protects children, old persons, and the helpless. They all said, being bewildered by Yogamaya, the relatives conjectured in many ways. In this way, Lord of Vaikuntha performed his wonderful pastimes. Who can understand them without the Lord's mercy? Although these narrations are a mystery even to the Vedas, simply by hearing them, one can easily achieve undeviating devotion to Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Very bold. Thank you so much for reading this wonderful pastime. Isn't that amazing? Like talking about kidnapping. So Srimad also gave ride to Kṛṣṇa, as these two thieves gave ride to Lord Chaitanya, who is none other than Kṛṣṇa himself. So we cannot understand this, right? The thieves themselves were astonished. They thought they have reached their home, but it was Lord Chaitanya's father's, Jagannath Mishra's home. And the Lord, being so kind, wanted, Instead of saying, oh, they kidnapped me, he said, oh, they were the ones who rescued me. I lost my way while coming back from Ganga. This is Lord Chaitanya's mercy. He did not kill them. He could have, right? But Lord Chaitanya is Namo Mahavadanyaya. He is most magnanimous. He has come to destroy the bad inside. So yeah, talking about kidnapping, this pastime just came to my mind. Very, very beautiful. So in short, we cannot understand Lord's extraordinary, mysterious, wonderful, amazing Leelas. All we can do is just relish them and develop devotion by hearing. Next verse, text 7. Anyone who hasn't read? I'd like to read. Yes, Varun Prabhu, you want to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji to everyone. Kavachi Nayangava Stayane Matra Badda Udukale Gachan Arjunaya Aro Madhe Bahu Bayam Tava Apatayat translation. Once his mother tied him with ropes to a motor because she had caught him stealing butter. Then, crawling on his hands, he dragged the motor between a pair of Arjuna trees and pulled them down. Purpose. The two Arjuna trees were old and thick, and they had towered above little Kṛṣṇa courtyard. Nevertheless, they were pulled down quite easily by the naughty child. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. So, I think in Iskcon, everyone knows this Damodar Lila story. That how, and we celebrate this festival with great joy, with great, not for a day or two, but for the entire month. Because this is very, very dear. And especially in this month in the month of Kartik, this festival comes. So we all should celebrate with great joy this special festival. I think everyone knows the story, and the month of Kartik is just coming around the corner. I think October, end of October, it's beginning. So you all know the story very well. Here it's mentioned in brief that Mata Yashoda, Kṛṣṇa was doing mischief, and with the monkeys, Mata Yashoda tied him to the grinding mortar because she had caught him stealing butter and distributing to the monkey. She ran after her, caught him finally, and tied her with ropes of love to the grinding mortar. And then Kṛṣṇa was by himself. He dragged the mortar. There were two huge trees, Yamala-Arjuna trees, which were actually the sons of Kuvera. They were cursed to become trees because they disrespected Narada Muni. And now, if ordinary child is stuck, what to speak of trees? They cannot move from their baby seat, right? If the child is in the baby seat, that's why, or what do you call, high seat or something, right? They cannot move from there, or the pram, or the their boundary. They cannot move. A small child who is crawling, right? How many years Kṛṣṇa was? Maybe 3 years. I don't recall. But yeah, he was very young. 3-4 years, nothing, no more than that. Very, very young. A 3-4-year-old child, if they are stuck, they are stuck, right? But here he was stuck between two trees. and gently he moved forward, the trees fell down. And there was huge noise, like imagine like big trees falling down. Even if they fall on a building, we see sometimes in hurricane the trees fall on the building and the building collapses because they're so much power. But here, the child could just like a piece of cake, right? As we discussed, like how Gajendra lifted the lotus, how a baby lifts a mushroom. So without, like, effortlessly, without any effort, without any exertion. That's Kṛṣṇa. Very easily, this naughty child. So, and that's the verse. So they're all remembering all these pastimes. The Trinamrata Lila, then the Damodar Lila, deliverance of these Yamalarjuna trees. Let's see what's the next they are thinking. Okay, anyone? Is Baldev Prabhu, you want to try now?
Thank you, Roji. Thank you, Roji. Everybody, pranam. All good to Srila Prabhupada. Text 8. Bane sancharana vatsana sharama balakoi brita huntu kamam vapam darbham mukhatur orim apatayat. Translation by the devotees of His Recent Grace, A.C. Bhakti Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki joy. At that time, when Kṛṣṇa was tending the calves in the forest together with Balaram and the cowherd boys, the demon Bakasura came with the intention of killing Kṛṣṇa. But Kṛṣṇa seized this inimical demon by mouth and tore him apart. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So next in the series, from Trinamrata to Damodar Lila, now it's the Bakasur Lila. So all these were very, very powerful demons, and they were all employed by Kamsa to kill Kṛṣṇa. But who can kill Kṛṣṇa? So the Baka comes from the word batak. It's like a crane demon. Sometimes even in Florida, actually, you may have seen these long cranes. Sometimes they even are seen outside the homes. That's 0.1% or 0.0001% of what Bakasur was. I think we have read in the story, like Bakasur. I was watching Little Kṛṣṇa during the lunchtime earlier, a few weeks back, and I was seeing this Bakasur story. Indra came, Brahma came, Lord Shiva came. They could not do anything to Bakasur. So powerful. All their Astra Shastra could not do anything. That was Bakasur. But Kṛṣṇa killed this Bakasur demon very easily. Very easily. I think here are a few pictures. I just quickly. You may have seen there are some paintings. Yeah, this I think is, oh yeah, this one is Iskcon. So you see how Kṛṣṇa is with his friends and how he easily killed Bakasur demon by like pulling apart his sharp beaks. First, actually, he took Kṛṣṇa inside, and it's mentioned for one whole Muhurat. That means 48 minutes Kṛṣṇa was inside. And then these personalities comes, Indra and Lord Shiva, Brahma, oh, you need to help. Basically increasing the love for his devotees, right? But then Kṛṣṇa started to, show great fire. And then Bakasura spit out Kṛṣṇa. And then finally Kṛṣṇa killed him. So first he likes to play, right? Like for example, if there is a hero and a villain, and if the hero kills the villain in the first blow, there's one strong punch and the villain is gone, then that fight is not very attractive or enchanting, is it not? Would you like to watch that? Movie over, right? But when the villain punches the hero falls down, and again he is getting beaten up, and then there is some suspense created. What will happen? Will the hero be able to save everyone, right? So like a cat and mouse, cat and rat. This analogy comes in the Hiranyakashipu and Nrsimhadev Lila. So first, Nrsimhadev held Hiranyakashipu, and it's mentioned that how Hiranyakashipu got out of the grips of Nrsimhadev. How he got out of the grips of Nrsimhadev. And Prabhupada mentioned this actually like a cat playing with the rat. Sometimes the rat may get out of the grip, but it's just they're having it's like the flavor. The cat in no time can devour the rat. And once the play was done, the fun was done, then Nrsimhadev ripped apart Hiranyakashipu. So same when the fun was done, okay, same with Kaliya, like Kṛṣṇa was there inside the water and in the grips of Kaliya, but that was intensifying the love of all the Rajavasis. So same here, Kṛṣṇa was in the mouth of the Bakasura for good 48 minutes, one Mahurata, but that was primarily to intensify the love of his devotees towards him. Any more thoughts, comments there? Okay, next verse, text 9, sorry. So Shilpa Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes Prabhuji. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, devotees, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 9. Vatsesu Vatsarupena Pravisantam Jigamsaya Hatva Nyapatayatena Kapitanicha Lilaya. Translation: by His Divine Grace, Isi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and his disciples Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada disciples ki jai. Desiring to kill Kṛṣṇa, the demon Vatsa disguised himself as a calf and entered among Kṛṣṇa's calves. But Kṛṣṇa killed the demon and using his body enjoyed the sport of knocking kapita fruit down from the trees. Hari Bol. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna is so wonderful. So this is the Vatsasur. Vatseshu Vatsarupena. Vats means calf. Cow. Baby cow or calf. So amongst many calf, this demon, they come in different disguise. They can take multiple forms. So the bird demon came, the helicopter demon came, the doll demon, Putana, disguised as a gopi, right, came. So many demons. The card demon came. You know, Kamsa was the mama or the uncle. The uncle sends different gifts. Sometimes a doll, sometimes a, toy truck or cart, sometimes a bird. But Kṛṣṇa is very naughty, as we know. So he broke all those toys by killing them. So this was the Vatsasur story. So the Gopas are remembering the story of Kṛṣṇa killing the Vatsasur. Yes. There's one picture I'm going to share with you here. So first he came as a little cow, little calf, and then expanded. There's a nice video also in the Little Kṛṣṇa movie. So using his body to get down the kapita tani. So basically the body was hitting this kapita fruit trees, right? As like, you can imagine. Okay, let me try to draw. That will help. So here is a tree. Just imagine there's a kapita fruit tree, and Kṛṣṇa playing in the ground with his friends and running. Kṛṣṇa is, let's say, here standing, and the calf demon is coming. He would run, and suddenly Kṛṣṇa will, like, what do you call, like, turn in different directions. Like, I think these days modern people do like bullfight and try to, like, kind of trick him, but actually they're using their for torturing purposes and whatnot. I'm not encouraging that in any way. But here, Kṛṣṇa is the real inventor of everything. So the calf demon, Vatsasura, would come and, like, hit the tree. So like that, he's also killing the demon. At the same time, the friends wanted kapita fruit. So that's the point here. Enjoyed the sport of knocking kapita fruits down from the tree using his body. So this has become a sport. What do they call, like, bull race, or what is it called? I don't know.
The fruit he used as a stick, the body he used as a stick to get the fruits down, right?
Not as stick, but he was doing a sport, Lila. So let's say, someone is running towards me, and I suddenly get away from their way. I trick and get out of their way, so they'll hit the tree which is behind me, or the object behind me with the wall. So behind, and that's what they do in this, they show, or the red thing to the bull. I don't know what that really is called. They show the red thing, the bull comes, and suddenly they, like, put it down, and the bull, goes right. And of course, Kṛṣṇa, like, threw him also, or rotated him with this tail, and that was primarily also for the other Lila, which was that Dhenukasur also, same. Kṛṣṇa and Balram rotated all the Dhenukasur and team, and at that time they got tala fruits, right? So here they got kapita fruits with the body of this Vatsasur. So in short, they are all, Kṛṣṇa is playing sports, Kṛṣṇa is killing the demon, and Kṛṣṇa is also giving joy to the devotees. All that happening all at once. Any other thoughts, comments, reflections? This chapter is really beautiful because the Gopas are helping us to remember all the pastimes which we have covered in great detail earlier in the previous chapters. This is chapter 26, but in the previous chapters, so far, we have covered all these pastimes. So if you want to read or hear in more detail, then you can certainly refer back to those individual chapters as well. Okay. Next verse, let's see. Okay, let's read text 10 and then we'll pause. Text 10, would someone like to read? Yes, Jitendra Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure, Prabhu. Text 10. Hatvarasa vedetam tadvanstu balanvita Shakretalavanam kshemam paripakva phalanvitam. Can you please scroll down, Prabhu? Translation. Together with Lord Balarama, Kṛṣṇa killed the jackass, demon and all his friends, thereby securing the safety of the Talavana forest, which abandoned the fully ripened palm fruits. Purport. Long ago, the powerful demons Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyakashyap were born of the goddess deity. Therefore, demons were commonly known as Daitas and Daityas, meaning descendant of deity. Dhenukasura, the ass demon, terrorized the Tala forest with his friends, but Sri Kṛṣṇa and Sri Balaram killed them, just as modern government kill terrorists who harness innocent people. Haribol.
Here comes Dhenukasura. Jackass demon. So this is the story of the Talavan story, the Dhenukasura story. Who, I missed the purport, that is Dhenukasura, the ass demon, terrorized the Tala forest. But Kṛṣṇa and Balaram killed them. Yeah, so basically he was like a terrorist, right? He did not, who would harass innocent people, and he would not let the fruits, ultimately Kṛṣṇa is the master of everything. So all the fruits belong to him. So Dhenukasura mentality represents those who do not want to give the fruits to Kṛṣṇa. So we should give the fruits of our actions to Kṛṣṇa because he's a supreme enjoyer. So Manjulali Priya is going to read about Dhenukasura. I'm going to read from this, what we learn and the previous life. You want to hear about the previous life of Dhenukasura?
Yes, Prabhuji. Definitely.
Okay. Let's hear that.
Past lives of the demons. Dhenukasura. Dhenukasura was Sahasika in his past life. He was the powerful son of King Bali. One time, he enjoyed pastimes with 10,000 women on Gandha Madana mountain. The sounds in that forest of the many musical instruments broke the trance of Durvasa Muni, who, in a cave nearby, was meditating on Lord Kṛṣṇa. With a long beard, walking with wooden sandals, holding a stick and glowing with flames of anger, Durvasa left his cave and spoke to Sahasika. "O fool, ass-like person, rise, become an ass. O demon, after 400,000 years in the transcendental circle of Mathura, in the sacred forest of Talavan, you will attain liberation by Lord Balaram's hand. Because Lord Krishna had given Prahlad Maharaj the benediction, your descendants will not be killed by me. Krishna arranged for Dhenukasura to be killed by Lord Balaram.
Wow, so he was a descendant of Prahlad in that family, huh? Sahasika. That's why Krishna did not kill. Can you imagine? Oh, I gave promise and it's like Satyuga. Right? It's Treta Yoga, right? No, Treta Yoga was not drowned. Satyuga. But he remembers everything because he's the source of. So in short, can you summarize what was happening? So Sahasika was disturbing Durvasa Muni.
Yeah, he was enjoying with women,
Mm.
and because it was
As like propensity.
musical instruments were being played in that forest, so that broke the trance of Durvasa Muni, and then he became angry.
Mm. So he was a demon in the demon heritage. Sahasika was mentioned.
No, there's no mention. He was a powerful son of King Bali.
King
and
Bali.
He was enjoying pastimes with women on Kanda Madana mountain.
So son of Bali means who is his grandfather? Son of Bali means who's the grandfather? Who can tell?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yes. So he's in the Prahlad family or Hiranyakashipu. So as mentioned here, therefore, actually Tirunamrata, this demon named the ass demon was killed by Balramji. So in short, and we know multiple people were cursed by Durvasa Muni, but it's the curse of a sage is actually a blessing in disguise. So Durvasa Muni cursed him because he was acting like a, dumb, like donkey-headed, dull-headed, So, in Gada, basically. So Gada is not like it's basically like a foul way of addressing someone, right? Or basically abusing someone, right? That you are like a donkey, all right? Or someone is like a donkey means they're like they're dull-headed, no intelligence, they are. So acting like a donkey, disturbing this sage. So the sage gave the curse. 400,000 years later, this pastime happened. Is there also like what do we learn? There's what do demons maybe flip pages front or back?
Dhenukasura represents
So now we're going
Buddhi.
to hear what the demons represent, and tomorrow we'll cover maybe more demons. But yeah, let's hear about Dhenukasura.
Dhenukasura represents Sthula Buddhi or blunt judgment or gross discrimination. For example, inventing social distinctions, preaching unbreakable principles of Vaishnavism while breaking them to suit their needs.
Sthula Buddhi. Sthul means gross. Inventing our own thing, right? And some people do, right? Trying to change the principles of the Vedic culture to suit their own needs. That's Dhenukasura mentality, or dumb-headed, dull-headed. So, but what Prabhupada did as it is, Bhagavad Gita as it is, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam as Lord Krishna wanted to give us. The principles of the scriptures don't change. At time, place, circumstances, a little bit details may vary, right? But the principles don't change. Okay, any comments before we stop for today? I think this was good.
So Prabhuji, at the beginning, you are discussing that there's a 4 dharma, artha, moksha, kam. But as a devotee, we look for the prema. So when non-devotee will ask this question, that was told by Kṛṣṇa himself also. But we are totally ignoring them, and we're doing the devotional service. How will defend ourselves?
No, we are not ignoring. We are not saying ignoring means give up job, give up family, give up all this, give up moral duties, give up. We are saying that make everything Krishna conscious. Balam balavatam chaham kama raga vivarjita. What is kama? So devotees may also get married, that is very approved, may also have children, very approved. So many millions of Grihasthas have children. So we are not against kama. We are against kama, which is dharma viruddha. Krishna is saying dharma aviruddha. That kama, I am that kama. I am that sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. So we are against illicit sex, and these days the world is full of that. Relationship outside marriage, relationship before marriage, teenage pregnancies and multiple partners. This is, happening everywhere, not just in America. We are against that. That we are not, Krishna is not saying, we don't promote that. So we are not saying, we are saying, okay, but having a good marriage is not the goal of life. It could be helpful to get to real goal. But same with artha. We are not against job or business. Let people do the appropriate job or business, but it should be aligned with dharma. Or then it becomes karma yoga or bhakti yoga. But we are against over-endeavoring. We are against, let me open a business and, just profit is the goal. Just profit is the goal. Even if I have to sell liquor, sell beef, sell this, sell that, I'll do anything because my goal is profit. These things may make more margin, so I'll sell those. That is against dharma. But if one wants to open a store and sell, let's say, some products, all right, so like everyone has some job or some business or some profession, but it should not be, it should be on the pillar of dharma. And what is moksha? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Moksha. What is real moksha or mukti? Real mukti, first you have to understand what is real mukti. Real mukti means to get free from the cycle of birth and death. And how do we get free from the cycle of birth? And by engaging in bhakti. Because even if we go to Brahma Jyoti and this and that, then we'll still get stuck. That is not complete liberation. Or vimukti, vishesha mukti. Vishesha mukti again is back home, back to Godhead. So if we see from that perspective, everything is aligned. We are not against dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Actually, there's a book called The 4 Goals of Family Life by a devotee. We have that, I will see on my shelf now. But it should be aligned with dharma. It should not be against the scriptures. And we are not transcendentalists either, most of us. That will say, okay, give up family, give up job, give up this. No, these are stepping stones. We may have some desires, we may have some propensities, but if we keep Krishna as the center, we will gradually be uplifted and purified of those propensities also. Right? And as we are intensifying bhakti, when the time as we are taking all the appropriate steps, by the time, and one will realize, right, that ultimately, I may have a good job, I may have a good family, but that's not the real goal of life, right? And one understands that gradually. And therefore, it is said that most people understand through experience. If you tell like a 20-year-old person, very few people will take to like the path of sannyasis, and that is fine, right? Like give up everything and just focus 100% on bhakti. Although that is very glorious, but very few will take it based on circumstances, based on their own desires, based on their own purification. Maybe 1 in 100. 1 in 100 devotees I'm talking. Very few take this bhakti path itself, right? Out of millions, only 1 or 2. So those out of those devotees also, in Iskcon, we see how many, the percentage of brahmacharis or sannyasis is only maybe 1 or 2%. Majority, 98% is grihasthas. So we are not against those. So we can explain to them very nicely. They can come and see in any temple. Majority will be grihasthas with children. And children means, children means, and then their children. Then, so there is family, there is people of different age groups, there is marriage. So everything is there. They have jobs, they have car, home, and all that. So the artha is definitely required for any program, any function, anything to happen, any planning, any temple, etc., maintenance, bills, whatnot. Artha is required. There are forums called Artha Forum. Does that help?
Thank you very much.
And the last thing can say that Iskcon is teaching us how to make all those things really meaningful. Like, otherwise it becomes a bondage. Shrama eva hi kevalam. Dharma sunishtita pumsam vishvaksena kathasuya nautpadyad yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. That job, that business is only shrama if it does not help in our real goal. That family, that relationship, that husband, wife, that children, if the only goal is, oh, I want to have children and I want to just give them food, clothing, shelter, roti, kapda, makan, that animals also give. What are we doing different? Animals also give some food, the bird builds a nest, right? The rabbit builds a burrow, something, they all build. The lion also hunts for, gets a deer for their babies, right? So all these things, bhakti teaches us to transcend them without getting too attached to them. So thank you for the thoughtful question or comment. Okay, so we will pause here and continue maybe on Monday and read further. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya evacha, Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Mataji. Hare Bol, Mataji.